Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I am Zim and this is Starlight Expedition's Pokerole, a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon tabletop campaign. The system, of course, is Pokerole. We're using 1.x because 2.0 doesn't work with the Mystery Dungeon module and, well, yeah. This is Chapter 1, Episode 2, Paralogue Chapter 2, The Better Half. Last night, you guys got to see the adventures of Azurith, Dart, and Jet after the lovely encounter with some of the Alabaster Gleam zombie-like creatures that were apparently blind, but nearly ripped Jet into little pieces. Now you're going to get to see the adventures of Argus and Jolene. We'll go ahead and start off with the introductions here. Rygon, give me just one moment.
One moment is finished.
There you go.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Rygon from the channel Rygon Plays. I'm the storyteller of this game. So I will be the one who runs all the NPCs, brings out all the maps, and tells the players all the nice little consequences that come as a result of their actions.
And then we have Azurith.
Hello there, I am Arzadeyu, and I play Azurith, the off-color jangmo-o. I stream this over on my own channel of, twitch.tv/Arzadeyu. Yeah.
And I am Zim, and I am playing Jet, the Ghost Electric type Rockruff. Just for the record, before we continue introductions, Azurith and Jet are not going to be really involved in this scene, so you won't hear from us much, or in this session, but, it'll be mostly Jolene and Argus. Next up, we have Jolene.
Hello, I am Demon God Linden. I am playing Jolene, the ever so sweet Milcery, with a bit of a temper at times.
And last but not least, Argus.
And I am Aurum. I play Argus, usually the cause of that temper, and the other half of the better half of our group. I'm a tyrant.
Our final player who unfortunately could not be here is Were-Animal, who plays the character Amos. This character will be considered busy or sleeping during this scene.
Exit stage left.
And Seda is also not here, who plays Dart. So, as always, if you are watching this on YouTube, check the description down below for all of the channels for the various streamers that are in this group. The only one that's not a streamer is Aurum, though you can find him on my channel here, raw_Zim, every now and then, usually on Mondays.
Hi, YouTube. I'm famous. I'm a YouTuber.
For some reason, every time you say something like that, I just shiver and am full of cringe.
I wonder if I could get a gold play button.
Moving on,
Alrighty.
we'll turn it over to Rygon.
So, last that we saw, and we will be doing a very, very short recap here in a second. The recap, however, will be for the previous large episode, not the previous scene. Why? Because I want our new players to, well, how best to put it, to not know what to expect.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
I will hand over the previous scene narration, I believe, over to Zim. And while you all are doing that, I would like you to place your character tokens somewhere in the house that you believe your character was at the end of the first, or not the first, but the previous big session. The one with the, well, big boys.
We can't.
Yeah. It's not letting us place ours.
All right, let's go ahead and we'll move these to the side table then, so you all can actually do that. Much as I'd like to have these front and center, unfortunately, that is a bit of an issue.
Oh, whoops. That is not where I was. I was over here.
And why am I doing the recap tonight? Why don't we have, Jolene or Argus do it?
Well, from what I recall, neither of them really make notes, or at least one of them doesn't.
Yeah. I rely purely on other people's notes and my spotty memory, but I can give a recap of the last big session. I remember a good portion of it.
Right, then we'll do that, and if anyone else, if you remember something, feel free to just kind of jump in and suggest something.
Okay. And I'm going to start with what the first thing I remember, which was I know this might not have been directly at the beginning of the session, but the first thing I can remember is a bunch of us playing bad cop to the poor Woobat and tormenting them before the big stuff happened. We learned a little bit of information from the Woobat. I am very spotty on what that information was because I'm blanking now that I'm actually trying to do a recap. But I think it was a bit about the hierarchy of the cult. For some reason, I'm blanking on the name of it, even though I was just going to say it.
Alabaster Gleam.
Yes, Alabaster Gleam. I believe there is the Maestros, and then the Maesters and the Grand Maester above them. Somehow, the Maester, who is a Nido King, if I remember right, for the one in the town, somehow knows anytime somebody does something wrong or against the cult. A little bit after we learned that, I'm again spotty on the details, but between those parts. But some of us were trying to sleep and sound asleep. Jet, I believe, was taking a watch and started getting sleepy, and so went outside. Eventually, I think 3 of the players heard the sound of jingling bells, and that ended up being some Alabaster Gleam members. Specifically, some that seemed twisted and weird, blind and not able to see, but able to hear extremely well, and one leader. Jet. They started knocking and tapping at windows and the door. And while most of us, I think, were downstairs at the time, or that started happening, Azurith was up at the top. Jet ended up calling out about them, and they all the blind creatures tore apart the deck, scaring the life out of probably everybody out of character, but Jet in character most likely.
Oh, he didn't have any life in him to be scared out of.
It's a figure of speech. But Jet ended up getting back inside without dying because dying again because the cult decided to continue moving on shortly thereafter. And that is what I can remember. It's very Spark Notes.
You also got frozen in a bowl.
Oh yes, that's right. I put that out of my mind because that was kind of very much traumatic for poor Jolene.
And we found out Woobat's name is Alcidae. We got scarves, and there was the Matius guy who keeps dropping stuff by and never seems to show up.
Martinez. I remember his name, but I forgot about him in the recap.
And I got a rainbow scarf.
Yes. I'm using my scarf like a bonnet, I believe is how I described it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like a true Southern belle.
That was my exact words.
Well,
I came
just-
up with that idea.
Yeah, I
Rawr.
just accidentally managed to put everybody under the table, the board.
Okay.
Might need to lock that so that we can't grab it.
There you go.
Thank you.
For the basis of this session, it is assumed that Amos is busy making a sandwich or something like that.
That's a
And
very big
you-
sandwich.
And Argus and Jolene, you will always conveniently miss the other group. So if you discover something and you try to go tell them, well, gosh darn it, they're somewhere else.
That makes sense.
Hey Jet, do you want to build a snowman? Oh, wrong door.
So the scare has dissipated. You can feel your adrenaline pumping, your heart's beating, your sweat beating, whatever panic and fear looks like for your character, as the jingling of the bells slowly, very slowly fade into the distance, and you're left with nothing more than your thoughts after several minutes. What do you do?
Argus is slumping to the ground. His little stick weapon, like in front of him in his weak claws. He's all pooped out. He's tired and he's scared.
Yeah, Jolene is going to go over to the scared little tyrant and just
Little.
yeah, I'm the tiniest here, but you're still not the biggest thing that
He can
I
eat
think
you in one bite.
Yeah, and who knows what'll happen if you try to eat me. I might just give you some indigestion, putting it nicely.
Acid sugar.
Yeah. But Jolene's gonna go over to the tyrant, put a little nubbly on their shoulder and just kind of say, "Well, darling, we survived that. So at least we can calm down and relax a bit now, hopefully. But are you okay?"
Relaxing. I am not relaxing anytime soon. Too scary. Too scary.
I had a feeling you'd say that. But look at it this way. We survived.
For now. Also, Zim did a knock 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 to try to scare me, but I've been expecting it ever since that session happened. So it didn't work.
It will work one day, sir.
But
Not when I'm expecting it.
after trying to comfort Argus a bit, Jolene's going to say, "I feel like we should probably take a peek and make sure that our other friend is okay up in that room that we left them in."
There's no windows in there. They can't find me. Can I go sleep with the bat?
I mean, I don't think there'd be any real problem with you sleeping with the bat, but you do need to start facing your fears a little bit. Otherwise, you might. Well,
I will
you
face
might,
them from the safety of the room with the bat.
darling. That I'm going to say this now, but you might end up regretting it if you don't learn to face your fears head on. Something might
think
happen
I'm
in the
going-
future that you can't control, and you're going to need to be brave to handle it.
I think I'm going to regret facing them right now. If I have to face those things.
Well, darling, I don't think any of us want to face them things. That
The
was
house creaks around both of you, the wood settling upon its foundations as a layer of snow steadily builds upon it.
And Argus immediately yelps and tries to hide under a chair. That chair over there. He just like dashes past everyone to hide under the chair.
Jolene is going to make a little noise, just, and then say, "You know, darling, it is really not becoming of you to be quite so scared all the time. you know, you might be able to be a good leader if you actually put some effort into facing your fears. Wouldn't that be nice? People,
Effort.
looking up
And
to you.
how can you look up to me? You're always above me.
Darling, it is a figure of speech. It just means that somebody admires you if they look up to you. Wouldn't that be nice? If you faced your fears, more people might find you to be admirable and then want to be your friend and help you out with things that you need help with. But if you're always
Drowned
scared, you
in
might
another
have...
hole.
What was that?
Or I'll be found dead, drowned in a hole.
Darling,
There's a lot of holes with water in them.
darling, as long as you've got us, you probably won't be drowning in any holes anytime soon.
The probably is the thing that scares me.
Darling, you are really pushing some buttons right now. You need to actually listen to what I say for a second here. If you live in fear, you are never going to succeed at most of the things you're going to need to try and do. It is very difficult to succeed in life if you do not take things head on and do your best to power through. You can't always be afraid and cowering behind others. Sometimes others are going to be afraid too, and you're going to need to be the one they look up to. You are, after all, one of the biggest ones of us here. You're one of the stronger ones of us here, and you are quite smart for all things considered.
Hey, I think that was an insult.
No, darling, that was not an insult. That was just a backhanded compliment. What was that?
You don't even have hands. You have nubblies. It's a back nubbly compliment.
Jolene looks at her little nubblies, then just kind of shrugs. Okay. It's like, well, that as may be. Jolene's gonna put a hand out and just slowly a little bubble forms on the top of the nubbly. And then a little thumbs up. It's like, things are gonna be alright as long as you stick with us and try and face your fears. We will be here to help you. I will be here to help you. And I will help you walk through your fears. You just gotta trust in me and trust in yourself.
Thumb nubbly is creepy.
Eye twitch.
Argus ducks his head back under the chair. He's got like his tail, his back end out from under it because he's not small enough to be completely under the chair. But
And then after that, Jolene's gonna just say, "I'm gonna go check on why do I forget the name instantly? Alcidae. Yes, I was very close in what I was thinking. I'm gonna go check on Alcidae and make sure they're okay, because I doubt anything got in there, but they might be a bit shaken up too."
I need to go in there. If they can't get in there, I want to be in there. And Argus is going to like bounce up, bang his head on the chair before trying to quickly scurry after Jolene.
The chair suddenly kind of bounces up and falls over to the side in an almost cartoon-like manner as you do so. Are you both heading upstairs?
Yep. So,
Argus is clutching his little meteorite mallet stick thing.
As soon as you hit the top floor of the stairwell, you notice right away that everything seems to be a lot colder than it was before. Nearby, you can see frost forming on the window, and there seems to be a bit of a draft.
Did they get in? Is there a window broken? It feels like there's a window broken.
we're gonna have to check, darling, and look all over. And Jolene is gonna start going room to room and checking for broken windows.
The first room does not appear to have any broken windows. Just merely where the backpack had been placed from earlier, a ruffled bed, a cobwebbed mirror, and tipped over furniture. The
Blood
second
stain.
room also does not have any broken windows. The shining stem of an unknown device instead occupying the view. The third room has no broken window. Yet you can hear the hollow sound of wind passing through the floorboards. Small little whistles, almost making the splinters dance. The fourth and fifth rooms also have nothing in them. No broken windows. But it's when you finally reach Alcide's room that you notice that is where the draft is strongest.
Bat?
There is no sound.
I'm gonna take a very close look in this room.
Okay. How close are you looking? Like how?
Literally going to go into the room and search under it, like there's a bed, so under the bed and just around in the corners and such, just to make sure the bat's not cowering in a corner.
Oh no, we froze poor Alcide to death.
As you enter into the room, the door swings open on a creaky hinge. Just
Argus has his little mallet stick up, ready to defend himself. It's in front of him.
you can see in front of you a small layer of snow has built up onto the floor. And glittering in the pale moonlight, you can see shards of glass near the window.
Wait, he was in the windowless room.
And boards from where it had been boarded up.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
The room otherwise only contains a simple folding screen, a simple bed, and a pair of drawers. But there does not seem to be any sign whatsoever of the Alabaster Gleam cultist.
Did they get him?
Darling, I think they might have. Because I don't see anything in here resembling little Alcide. And that is glass on the ground.
Argus is going to poke the glass with his little meteorite tip stick.
Roll
Push
me
it
a
around.
dexterity. Just straight dexterity. And only you, Argus.
Oh no. As I die.
The floor proves itself to be even slipperier than you had expected, but your claws and your fear managed to keep you straight. As you inspect the glass, you realize that every single shard is inward. Not a single speck of it can be seen outside.
They broke in. They broke in with a lot of force. I really don't want to fight those, and I don't want this room anymore.
Darling, I don't blame you. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe they weren't after us at all.
They were after him. That's why they left.
Jolene's gonna put a nubbly right below her mouth, like where her chin would be normally, and in a thinking manner, and say, "Well, we can continue to look around, just make sure, but we might need to tell the others, and we might need to make a game plan, because frankly, I'm a bit worried now."
Go ahead and roll me a insight survival alert, please, both of you.
insight, survival, alert, insight.
Orem, you are definitely going to need to go with a lower octave on your voice for Argus.
You both feel a shiver suddenly enter your collective spines, or as close to a spine as you can manage. You both look outside, and you see a lone figure standing out there. You can see a deep set of footprints had entered in from the right side of the street, and they had paused right in the middle, and they're staring right at you two.
Argus is immediately dropping to the floor.
Jolene is going to try and see if this creature, like this entity, happens to look unusual in any way, like any features that they might recognize as being what's the word? I can't think.
Malformed.
Of the word. Yeah, malformed.
Surprisingly, yes. They appear to be, and at this distance and with this very minor lighting that is given off by the moon, you can only catch bits and pieces of their overall frame. They appear scraggly, almost hunchbacked. And they seem to be carrying a large body with tiny arms and tiny legs. And they stare up at you with a pair of yellow eyes.
Jolene is going to whisper to Argus as she starts to slowly back away. Darling, we might need to get out of here and get to a safer location. I don't know if that's an enemy or an enemy like those Alabaster Gleam, or if that's a monster, but I don't know if we can trust this area.
It's not like the others, it's looking at us. But I agree, I don't want to be here.
The wind suddenly picks up and a blast of snow hits both of you in the face as you are crouched and whispering. The snow awakens a little bit of a tremble in both of you. The shocking cold reminding you that not only was the window open, but also that the temperature seemed to be dropping fast. You could feel your fears become just a little bit more allayed, a little bit more present. When you both blink the snow out of your eyes, you can see that the figure is gone now. The footsteps continuing due to the left, and a small little something left right in the middle of the street, quickly being covered by the snow.
Did we scare him off?
Maybe, or maybe that thing wasn't an enemy. It left something behind.
You can go grab it.
Well, darling, I think I might do that, but I'm gonna need some help. You don't have to go all the way there, but if you could just come outside a little bit in case something does happen.
I,
You can do it, darling. I believe in you.
Argus, like, he's too scared to speak, but he's going to, like, nod softly, slowly. He can't even talk about the idea of going out there where the beasts were.
Weep, beep, 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 beep. Weep, beep, 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 beep. Weep, beep, 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 beep.
That's the sound that was coming from the attic, wasn't it?
Is that what your character's thinking?
That's what Jolene would be thinking.
It does sound like it's coming from the attic, yes.
Jolene is actually going, before going outside, is going to tell Argus, I want to go check on that sound.
Isn't that the sound before the monster came?
I don't know, but I want to see what's coming from up in the attic, I think. And I want to make sure there's not something up there that might be dangerous activated. You can wait here, and I'll go up and check by myself if I have to, but I would appreciate if you did follow along.
I'm not staying alone next to an open window where creepy things are staring out.
Then come along.
Argus is,
And
as he's getting up, he's going to grab the boards and the glass. Like, put the glass in his bag and the boards carried in his arms like firewood.
Okay. You manage to collect the little bits and pieces. You shuffle them into your bag, and the boards creak under your handling. Some of them kind of splintering a little bit at your touch, showing just how old and weathered they really were.
this is the attic, right? Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna go up into the attic and take a look around.
The moonlight filters into the room from the 4 windows above the workshop. Here and there, you can see papers scattered onto the floor. Their contents unknown, many having become claimed by the dust and time. Over in the corner, you can see where had been propped up the various bits and pieces of the boxes you had opened up. A familiar symbol staring at you. But what truly grabs your attention is the machine. Wee, beep, 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 beep. Wee, beep, 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 beep.
Maybe it's an alarm telling us when a thing's going to show up. Cause doesn't that have the repellent stuff?
You know, darling, you might be right. I want to take a closer look at this machine and see if I can't figure it out. I'm assuming the machine's this over here.
Yes.
So gonna get up close and start taking a closer look at it. See
Also,
if there's
that
any
little-
indicators.
That dog in the hallway is kind of creepy.
Oh.
You could swear you can hear a little grr coming from it, Argus. The machine itself does not look too different. Other than on the front of it, there appears to be a small red light now. It flickers in time with the beeping. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep.
I'm not sure if it would be worthwhile to try and see if there's any papers that on this laying about that haven't been claimed by time, but I think that would be what Jolene would think of first, is to see if there's like any papers that might indicate what this machine is doing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me, and I need to actually check the rolls. Roll for me a insight. Yeah, I guess insight, survival, alert.
Okay.
I hate that I have to use alert so much.
Yeah, it makes sense though.
Alert or perception is it is the most rolled stat.
Yeah.
So at least in ours we'll have investigation, so for something like this you'd use that, but...
Hi, Dusty.
There's an awful lot of papers. There is an awful little light. And there's just the simple red glow from the machine. As you try to shuffle through the papers, some of them disintegrate underneath your touch, turning back into dust from whence they had assumedly came. Nothing is standing out. No schematics, no scribbles, nothing. Just the pale red glow of the machine.
Maybe we should put a thing in it.
Well, I'm a bit concerned about doing that, but that might be the best option. Because if that does indicate something's coming at us, we might need to.
Especially if you want to go out and grab whatever it is that guy dropped.
Yeah, that's
Before the snow.
The sound seems to be picking up.
Yep, I think it's an alarm. Argus is running over to one of the jars and trying to hurry it into the machine.
Go ahead and roll me a dexterity.
Oh no. This one.
You grab one of the jars and it slips out of your little claws, and you go. You try to catch it in midair, almost comedically grabbing at it over and over and over. But you are still carrying the boards, and unfortunately, it kind of clatters to the ground with a big glass clash. Not enough to break it open, but enough to kind of startle even you who had just dropped it. The sound has reached a fevered pitch now.
I think Jolene is going to try and get one of those jars and put it in now.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
is it just dexterity?
You could just head right on over.
Okay, gonna just do that. Because hopefully this machine will do what it's supposed to do properly, and it won't be a negative. So we're gonna go get a jar, bring it back, put it in.
Okay. As you reach the boxes with the jars and pick one up in your sticky grasp, you hear an interesting sound. Kerchunk. And the beeping stops, other than the same slow rhythm you had heard before.
Want to go back to the machine, carrying the jar just in case, and going to study the machine again.
Had a timer?
You can see a small slip of paper in the side slot.
Gently sit down the jar beside the machine, and not going to touch the paper myself, but going to tell Argus, darling, can you do me a favor and sit down those boards and get this paper? I want to read it, but I don't want to risk messing up the paper myself.
Okay. He's going to set down his boards gently next to the glass container he dropped. And go and grab the paper for Jolene and hold it up for her.
You grab the paper from the dark slot, and almost predatory-like jaw, seeming to encompass your little
Earth and
claw.
fire, heed my call.
Before you fully manage to grasp it and pull it out, It's just a small little slip of paper. There doesn't appear to be anything fancy other than the fact that it appears to be of higher quality than the paper scattered about on the floor.
Hmm. That's actually interesting. Does it have any markings on it that might be of note?
There are no markings that you can see.
Okay. Well, darling, doesn't seem to have any markings on it. It's higher quality than most of this other paper, but I'm not sure what is going on here now. But,
Maybe it has a secret message.
you know, that is quite possible, but I wouldn't know how to make that secret message come forth.
Argus is looking around for any tools that might use paper. Or maybe if there's... Sorry.
I was just saying, you don't spot anything immediately that looks like it messes with paper, other than basic little things like tools that appear like they might scrape against wood, that sort of thing. The paper itself, however, seems to glitter slightly in the moonlight.
Can I hold it up to the window?
Yes, you can.
Then I shall.
Okay. You hold the paper up to the moonlight, and it sparkles with a magnificent gleam. And you can see not something on the paper, but something on the ground instead. It spells simply, "I see you." And right beside it, you can see what appears to be a picture of a rectangle.
Argus is immediately dropping it and hiding in a corner. He doesn't like the fact the machine can see him. Hide behind that box over there.
Jolene is going to give a little sigh and say, well, darling, what do you see? And why did you drop that like a bag of hot rocks?
It says that it can see us in a rectangle.
Well, maybe that was whatever that thing outside had. Maybe, since it didn't seem to do anything super bad, it's trying to help us.
Or maybe it sees us and it wants to eat us.
Well, darling, I feel like a lot of things probably want to eat me, but I'm still gonna go outside and see what was left on the ground.
I do think if we're going outside, we should put some monster repellent in, just to be safe.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Because if those blind things come back, they seem to have heightened hearing. Maybe they have heightened smell, and that thing smells gross, so maybe it'll keep them away.
Maybe. And Jolene is going to put the jar gently into the machine.
Okay.
And then is going to is going to ask Argus if they know how to actually use it. Don, do you know how to make this thing work? Because I actually don't.
Argus is going to look at the machine and try to figure out how it works.
All you see are just the same 3 bits and pieces on it. A dial, a lever, and a button.
Maybe you twist the dial, pull the lever, and push the button.
Jolene's going to take a closer look at the dial real quick.
The dial is a fairly simple one, just a simple black, almost artificial knob. You can see a little arrow on the very top of it, just a little gold leaf arrow. But otherwise, it doesn't seem to show any indicators as to what it is supposed to operate. There's no etchings or markings on the machine itself, just the simple dial.
Something is telling me, and thus telling Jolene, to turn the knob, the dial, to the left if it will move to the left.
Okay. As you turn the dial to the left, you can hear the beeping become even lower and slower.
Next, Jolene is going to pull the lever.
As you pull the lever, you can hear the machine kind of go. It gets faster at its lower pace.
Hurt.
And the lever slowly kind of starts to tick back up until it eventually slots back into place and the slow, steady beeping resumes.
Was there a pattern to the beeping? Like a noticeable pattern?
There didn't really seem to be much of a pattern other than when you pull the lever down, the beeping got faster, and as it slowly went up, it went back into its normal slow rhythm.
Yeah.
Maybe we push the button.
Maybe we need to push the button while the lever's going back up.
Would also make sense.
So, gonna pull the lever and then quickly push the button.
The machine clunks, and you can hear a horrible rattling sound on the inside of it. The beeping going almost like it's prepping to do something. And then it just stops. It just goes right back to its same slow, steady beeping that you had heard before you had turned the dial.
Maybe wrong order?
Maybe the wrong order, or maybe the wrong way for the dial.
We try again? Or maybe there's instructions somewhere.
Well, I looked for some, but most of the things just disintegrated when I touched them. If you can
are
find
kind of
some...
like, you are kind of liquidy.
Yeah, but they turned to dust in my hands, not to goop.
I can try to look for some.
That would be very helpful.
You don't find shit.
Of course I get 2 1s.
Yeah, you look around, kind of bonk your nose against the side of the wall from how dark it is, and you don't find anything. Nothing that seems too useful anyway.
I think we just need to try like all the combinations. There can't be too many.
Saying that makes me not very confident, because there could be a lot more combinations than you seem to think. But I have one last idea, and I'm going to try it. Going to turn the knob to the right, pull the lever, and push the button, in that order, pretty rapidly.
Okay. You hear the same clunking, and the machine, instead of it being the super low pitch, you just hear weep, 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 weep. And again, it sounds like it's building up, building up, building up, and then nothing.
Maybe we have to push the button again.
Something tells both of you that you are doing it in the correct order. There's just something missing.
Are there any open slots on it, on the machine, for stuff to be put in?
There are no empty slots that you can see, other than the open slot where the jar had been placed.
Is there anything I could put into, or in that area that I could put into the jar? Like those water filling up machines?
No, it is just tight enough just for the jar itself. It's almost like it had been created just for this shape of bottle.
See.
I say that I don't know if I'm smart enough to get this.
Maybe we hit it.
Darling, something tells me you don't want to hit this thing.
I am disappointed by our lack of progress.
What was that?
Wostein is
They're
requesting a hint.
Okay. You think of how I want to phrase this. As you all look around the room, you can see where the tops of the crates have been pried open, revealing a large barrage of just these same bottles. Just a single plastic cap on top of each one of them, all of them reflecting the moonlight in a glittering cascade. Each one containing the same red liquid. What is inside, though? Why were they brought here? Something seemed a little bit off about the one that you had placed inside.
Is this the wrong one?
I'd like to take a closer look at the one I put inside.
As you take the bottle out, you can see that it is almost exactly the same as all the others. It is a green bottle, the red liquids inside of it, and a black plastic cap is on top, tightly screwed on.
Can I unscrew the cap?
Yes, you can.
And then can I put the bottle back in if Jolene lets me?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. As
You
soon
sure
as
that-
you unscrew the cap, you hear a low moan.
That did not come through.
It was too low.
Well, just assume you heard a low moan, just like whoa, sort of moan. And it sounds like it's coming from the bottle.
The cap back on.
As soon as you put the cap back on, the moan ceases.
I think that's right or wrong, Jolene.
What was that?
Do you think that was right or wrong?
Darling, something tells me that that might be right. But I'm not 100% sure. Let me check something. Jolene's gonna go over to one of the other bottles. Just gonna give it a quick check before she goes and tries to open it.
As soon as you open up the bottle, you can hear a different sound. It is a similar moan, just at a slightly different pitch.
Hmm. I'm gonna put the cap back on and bring the bottle over to the machine, not put it in, sit it beside the machine, and be like, I'm gonna check one more bottle, and if this one also sounds different, I might have an idea. And so she's gonna go check one more bottle from a different crate.
Okay. When you grab that bottle and assumedly open it,
Yep.
you can hear a different sound. It's a similar moan, just at a different pitch. Moan.
Do we have to match the pitch to the bottle?
That's what I was thinking, darling.
Very smart.
Try it. We'll start with the first bottle that we had.
I open it and immediately flinch at the moan. And
The
turn
first
to the
bottle?
Yeah, the first one we had, the low
Okay.
one.
We probably want to put the bottle in.
Yeah, with the cap off. And try to
then-
turn the dial so it's the tones match.
It takes a little bit of careful listening from both of you, but eventually you're able to match the low beeping of the machine perfectly to the low moan of the bottle inside of the slot.
Pull the lever, push the button.
Warp, warp, warp. You can hear the buildup of the machine again as it kind of culminates upwards and upwards and upwards. And you can hear what it sounds to be a sucking sound from inside of the machine as the red liquid from the bottle is suddenly sucked up. You can hear it traveling through the pipes, the low moan kind of echoing around the attic space. And then, before either of you can even blink, you hear all around you that same low moan shaking the house. The windows are rattling. The brickwork from the nearby buildings are falling off. And the snow is being shaken from the trees for how loud this moan is.
I broke it!
I don't think we broke it, darling. I think it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Neither of you can actually hear each other.
Oh. Yeah. Jolene is going to go to a window, look outside in the area that, if possible, that creature had been standing.
You don't see anything there other than what appears to be a quickly disappearing set of tracks that are being covered by this the white flakes. And you can kind of see off into the distance little orange fires starting to spark up. Almost as if they were responding to the loud, loud moan of your home.
Jolene is going to, like, go back. Just really quickly, going back here, going to this window, and looking out, checking both directions, see if there's anything out there.
Okay. Oh, I assume that that's where you were the first time.
Yeah. Gonna check both directions, make sure there's no creatures obviously standing around.
You don't see anything other than the white flakes falling down and the moonlight as it just slowly vanishes behind clouds and is revealed once more in a almost steady happenstance rhythm.
Jolene is going to make a mad dash for that item that had been left.
You don't see the item.
Yeah. That's not good. Might have waited too long.
The footprints are still visible.
All you can really see now, other than the quickly disappearing footprints, are a single kind of like ruffled tunnel going all the way over to the object or the item or whatever had been out there, and then coming back towards the house.
Jolene's gonna quickly go back in here, and I'm assuming the moaning is still going on.
No, it has stopped.
Okay. Jolene's
Argus
gonna.
is picking up his boards.
Jolene is going to say to Argus, "Darling, whatever had been left out there by that creature is no longer there, and there's a tunnel heading towards the house."
You hear something along the lines of you can catch bits and pieces of Jolene's speech, but your ears are still ringing.
And
Not. Orim shouted, "What was that?"
But
I don't know why it didn't come through.
yeah. Jolene will repeat herself once.
Okay.
See if Argus actually hears what she says.
Argus, what are you doing?
I was picking up the boards that I had set down.
Yeah, he doesn't see anything from what you're trying to say.
Okay. So, not seeing that Argus is not really hearing what she's saying, Jolene is going to just go back downstairs real quick. To go here. So that would put me. This is the staircase. So go downstairs, and these are windows right here, right?
Correct.
Okay, and quickly go up to one of these windows and look for the signs of that tunnel.
As you look outside, you can see what looks to be like a little in the snow, like a little doggy-shaped outline. And then you can see the ruffled snow going out towards the middle of the street and then coming back. Otherwise, it's a little hard to actually see anything else. It's just so dark.
Doggy-shaped outline. That could be one of our friends. That could be any number of things. So, Jolene is going to go back upstairs because she doesn't want to leave Argus alone for too long. She's going to go.
The place is on fire.
That's not quite what she's worried about, but that is something that she wouldn't put past happening. Is this like an actual thing that's there, a statue or something?
I assume you're looking at the end of the hall?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. I'm gonna take a closer look at whatever that is.
It
before I.
appears to be the statue of some kind of lion-like Pokemon.
Hmm.
It has a ruffled mane of sorts, only slightly, that goes in a almost mohawk-like fashion down the length of its head. It stares at you proudly.
Hmm. Crap, I'm dying.
Don't do that.
I know it's bad for my health.
So you're going with the ghost type then?
Oh no, Orm doesn't want you to do that because then Argus would be alone.
That too.
Yeah, but Jolene is going to take a closer look at the statue and see if there's anything special about the statue.
Hard to tell. It's a white, dusty statue. You can see that it has a slightly open mouth. Its eyes kind of stare at you with a cold glare. Its tail is crooked over to one side. And otherwise, it is in a sitting position. It looks like it's been there for a very long time. And it is almost impeccably designed. You feel like it could almost bite at you, even in this dark corner.
Do I do the stupid thing that I want to do? Or do I not do a stupid thing? Because that could be really bad for me. Jolene's very curious about something.
Okay.
She's going to try and stick one of her nubblies into the mouth and see if it does anything.
You stick it in until it reaches the back of the mouth, and you feel only smooth stone.
Probably not a slot, unless it's a slot for something very particular. Okay, go on to take the nubbly out. Go on to go and check the tail. See if it moves.
The tail is pretty stiff and pretty firm. Unfortunately, it does not wiggle underneath your expert touch.
Expert nubbliness.
Finally, going to check for any possible buttons on it. Poking and prodding.
You don't find any buttons, but you do feel something interesting. Around the base of the statue, there appears to be a seam.
So, like it can be moved.
Seam usually means an opening.
Yeah. If there's a seam at the base of the statue, that means it's likely it can be moved or be, like, jimmied or something because that means there's probably something underneath it. Jolene is going to tell Argus, "Darling, there seems to be a little seam at the base of this statue."
Okay.
You think it can be moved?
Do you need me to muscle it?
If you could.
Ar-
Squeeze over.
Argus is going to push and pull around the seam. Like, how's the seam look on it? Is it like a square area, or like the entire bottom part is seamed?
It's kind of like a square area, but however much you try, you can't quite get any kind of a grasp on it in order to actually do anything. You can feel it, but you can't get any leverage.
Can I push it?
You try pushing it and nothing happens.
I think we need something like really, really thin, because I can't grip it.
Unless it has a key that we need to find, and I'm not sure exactly what we need. Something thin, but something strong. if we want to get it under the seam,
Or maybe we put something in the mouth.
I did try putting my nubbly in there, but
I don't think your nubbly's gonna work. Statues don't like tasty things.
well, you never know. Things have been weird so far.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Statue Pokemon, please do not come alive and eat us.
It just stares at you in silence.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you hear a low grumble.
No. Did you get the thing that was outside?
No, Don, I was trying to tell you, but it seems like something grabbed it and made its way towards the house.
Thing in the house?
I don't know. It could have been one of the others, but I'm not sure. Whatever it was tunneled through the snow. Or, well, do I know that it's called snow? Do I know what
No.
snow is?
You do not know what snow is.
Okay.
All that you know is that it's cold and white.
Yep.
Cold water.
Yes. What I'm going to say instead of snow is the cold stuff out there. So,
Both feel another draft hit you from the open room that the bat formerly had been in.
go on, look out the door, or the window.
You don't see anything. That doesn't stop you from shivering, though.
I feel like...
Maybe,
I was just
maybe
gonna
we
say,
should cover it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start trying to move the bed to like lift it, push it up against the wall to cover the window.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Jolene, I might need a little bit of help, but I don't want to freeze to death.
Yep, Jolene will assist with her small amount of strength.
Oh God. My
Uh,
rolls.
All right. Go ahead and give me your strength check, Jolie.
Rolls.
We both are not having great luck right now.
Yeah, you both try to move the bed, but the floor is just a little bit too slippery, and the cold is sapping just enough of your strength that you both are having an extreme amount of trouble just budging it.
I feel like at this point one of Jolene's nubblies is like half frozen, and she's just like trying her best, but because she's starting to ice over a bit, she's just not quite able to do enough.
Jolene, I have an idea.
Yes, Starlight?
If we can't use the bed, we can use other wood. Are the nails still in the wood I'm holding?
No, actually.
Where are the nails?
They're so old. Oh, you can kind of see them scattered on the floor. But the
Okay.
wood boards you're holding are just so old and so in poor condition that as soon as the boards had been ripped out, the nails had kind of just like splintered through the wood itself. So you can see like a few of them just nailed to the wall still, and others are just scattered on the floor.
Hey, Jolene, can you grab one of the lids of the boxes from the attic?
Yes, I can, darling.
And Argus is going to start picking up the nails that are on the floor.
Okay.
Grab a box lid and slowly move it in here so that I don't drop it.
Just
You
slowly
just
drag it in.
You just hear like a
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jolene not strong right now.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think that through.
That's fine. She's still trying her best to help, so.
When you get there, Argus will have however many nails he has in his claws, and his little stick with the meteorite on the end held up like a hammer.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to use the lid to cover the window.
Actually, a pretty good idea, darling.
We just need a... Here, I'll push it against the window. He's gonna grab the lid from Jolene and push his little meteorite stick in the nails in Jolene's nubblies. I'll hold it to the window, and you could put it in.
I'll definitely try.
Because Argus is stronger and can hold up the lid.
All right.
Uh,
Go ahead.
As I say, as Argus is putting the lid up, Jolene's going to just kind of just have the little. It's like the nails have kind of sunk into the left nubbly, and they're just being like twirled into different positions. And the right nubbly has the little hammer, makeshift hammer, ready. So every
You're just
time,
hammering them in through the nubbly.
yes.
Oh my god, you are a nail gun. I want you to fire nails out of yourself now.
New attack learned. Nail gun.
Pin missile.
Ah, yes.
All right. So you're going to start nailing?
Yep.
Okay. As you begin to nail the nails into the wood, you can see a cast of sparks being shot out from when the meteorite touches the rusted metal. It's not enough to hurt anything, but as the window slowly becomes darkened and the room becomes darker, the sparks kind of cast your only source of light. Brief flashes. Little bits of them getting caught into the Argus's mane and muzzle before finally you manage to get the window shut and the draft it had been letting in dissipates.
Any nails left?
There are no nails left.
Okay. I just had to ask. Jolene weapons.
That would be an improvement to tackle.
No, you just like you keep them in your body at all times, and you poke them out when you go to tackle, and you have thorny tackle.
Yeah, that would be hilarious and also very cruel. But Jolene will hand back the makeshift hammer.
Thank you. We did it. We did a thing.
Yes, we did, darling. Now
I'm still cold.
Yes, let's get somewhere warmer.
I'm going to pick up the wood I had set down.
Okay. It kind of fragments a little bit more underneath your touch, but it's still relatively intact.
So we're heading downstairs to the fireplace, most likely.
Yep.
Okay.
Where Argus will enact the plan he had this entire time and use that wood in the fireplace because they were running out of sticks, and now they have wood because it's no longer useful.
As you both enter into the living room or the fireplace room, you can see a small little pile of 3 sleeping Pokemon. You can see Jet, Dart, and Azurith just kind of sleeping on or near each other, just their little bodies just breathing up and down. They look to be in a fairly pleasant slumber. Nearby, you can see a little sack and a book. It seems that they had been rummaging through both of them.
I will say Dart was sleeping on the book.
Okay, then you only see the sack and a little corner of a book sticking out of Dart's body.
Oh, maybe they got the stuff.
Maybe they did. But let's not wake them. Just let's get warm.
Yeah, Argus is going to put his wood in the fire. His little splintery old wood.
As you toss the wood into the fire flares up with a brilliant spark, almost thankful for being fed fresh material. And as you both kind of relax and you feel the weariness of the day settle down upon you, you can hear before either of you can really make too much note of the sound, however, you find that everything that had occurred in just the past few hours just slam against you, and exhaustion just takes you. Before you know it, blackout, and you're asleep.
Argus collapses on top of Jolene. Jolene goes splat.
Yeah, Jolene's probably just puddled down now.
And
At
there
least
we
you
go.
won't freeze.
I'd say that is the end of the session.
We did so many things all at once.
Yep.
It was nice to listen to.
That startled me.
That startled me.
Well, it didn't startle me, so, ha.
So I didn't get too much of a chance to really expand upon my descriptiveness for this one, not like I did for the previous one, but kind of just at the same end of any session. What did you like? What did you think could be improved? What is a burning idea or thought going through your head right now? And we'll start with Jolene.
I'm going to start with the burning idea. I think that whatever was out there and whatever made that paper happen that said, "I see you," or "I'm watching," whatever it was that it said specifically, might not be an enemy per se, and might not necessarily be an ally per se either, but that is going to be bothering me for a while now. I'm going to be intensely curious as to how that ends up going. I can't think of anything that really needs to be improved. As always, you are a wonderful storyteller, and it's hard for me to think of things that need to be improved when the person's really talented at what they do. So, and what I liked was I liked the little I guess puzzle kind of thing that we did with the bottles and such, and matching them to the thing. I thought that was interesting because I had an idea that was what was going to be happening, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't even think to uncap the bottles first. I just felt like the pitch and the pitch of the device had to match something. And I didn't think to uncap the bottle first because I was like, oh, it's probably something to do with the bottle, but I'll figure it out as we go. So I liked that puzzle.
I'm glad you do. And sorry if I was a little pedantic with the bottle, like, oh, you got to uncap it so you can use it. I know that aspect was a bit frustrating, but that was the only way you could get the sound.
Yeah.
Frustrating to me. I just thought they were open, because in my mind they were open glass jars. I didn't think they were plastic bottles.
They're not plastic bottles. They are glass. They just have a plastic cap.
Yeah. I had a feeling they were closed off. I just didn't think to uncap them first because I kind of was like, oh, maybe the machine will uncap it. But
Also,
apparently not.
Sada's gonna be mad at you too.
Why?
You got to investigate the device before he did.
I'm so sorry.
All right, Argus, something you liked, something you felt could have been improved, burning idea, thought, theory, have at it.
Something I liked. I liked having Argus get to spend time with Jolene. That was really fun for me. I liked getting to do all of the puzzle solving. and show that Argus can be smart when he's not completely terrified with fear. Like doing the window. Argus is proud of himself there. He is very, very proud. But something I didn't like? I don't know. That's very I can't think of anything I don't like. That's probably a good thing. And then something that could be improved on. Oh wait, no, that's the same thing. The burning question though, that is what was it? I want to know. I think those things, those creatures, yes, they definitely were going for Alcidae instead of us. That was one of my theories back when they just disappeared. Clearly, they somehow knew he betrayed them.
It's
But
like,
I think
Sorry.
they use sound-based moves because of the way the glass and the wood was, where everything was inside. I think they use some form of sonic blast. So I think they are definitely more in the sound base and completely blind.
Okay. Now, everybody, you can go ahead and you can confer and talk amongst yourselves while we wrap up these last like 15 minutes, like 10, 15 minutes. So if anyone else has any theories or ideas or whatever, feel free.
I like to agree with Argus because Alcidae did say that they will know.
Hey, Seda. You're welcome to come join us, by the way.
Part of me wonders if they have like some kind of super hearing or something, or maybe they've put tags on them to listen into their mind. Some kind of mental tags.
I will say my theory on how they would know is I think the big Meister, the Grand Maestro, whichever the term was, might be a psychic type, and might have some non-canon powers, or maybe canon. I don't remember if any psychic types can actually read minds from a distance.
Yes, they can.
That distance? Maybe.
Yes. There are specific psychic types that can focus on people they know and read their minds. I believe Gothitelle is a good one.
Okay.
The problem is also the ability to cast an illusion on themselves, because he doesn't want anyone to touch them, but he can also cure people with a touch. I think he is not a Nidoking.
Yeah.
Taldarius had a idea that perhaps it's a Zoroark.
Thought it could be a Zoroark, but that wouldn't make sense on the fear of Ghost and Psychic. Or Ghost and Dark, not Ghost and Psychic. I think that is a huge hint that they are themselves a Psychic type.
Or perhaps, it could be a different typing of Zoroark. Or there's also the possibility that perhaps a ghost or dark type would be able to recognize the effect that they're using more easily than others, because they are a dark type.
I do think whatever ability they're using is definitely a Psychic type move, though.
It could also just be the ritual itself or some other ritual that they're using, like the keeping sleeping gods down.
Hmm.
So much theory crafting.
Hmm.
But what's the right one of any of them?
So, how do we get MatPat to come watch these videos?
You don't. You don't. That's the answer. You
Also,
don't.
there is something I require in the town of Starlight if we ever get it back. I want a Cyclozar taxi, because I think that would be amazing.
I mean, I've got no issues putting in those Pokemon, but we would have to figure out how to integrate them into the system, because that's honestly quite a lot of work on my part to construct them without any bases. Be like, okay, I got to do the HP, and then I got to do the base stats, and then I got to do the moves. So
I
if
was
that can be
thinking just-
done, then I can do the rest.
I was thinking just having them as, like, not battling Pokemon, but townsfolk, basically.
Well, sure, but like, I mean, if you do one, you got to do them all.
Okay, fair. Granted, having them all be Cyclozar and maybe they're their own guild of merchants or whatever, running around doing things, and their leader could be, one of the box legendaries.
Mm-hmm.
A motorcycle gang!
Yeah, I mean, it's not
Sorry,
out of the realm of possibilities. This is a large place.
You know,
I will
that's-
gladly help come up with move lists or stats for them.
This is
when I
definitely
find them.
something that will be, that's my system will be good for, is I'm not worried about that kind of stuff, because it's all built in on how to implement new Pokemon.
Them now. Cyclozar is adorable. And they would make a good taxi service because they carry people around. In fact, seeing more Pokemon having their own jobs in Starlight based on the Pokemon they are, kind of like in the actual Mystery Dungeon games, that would be awesome.
Wait, are you saying that Jet can't be a taxi for people?
I'm saying it would be really nice to see Pokemon using their own abilities to help their townsfolk society.
Speciesist.
Agreed.
But it's how it works, and it's how wild Pokemon work. Like, Lotad is known to ferry small Pokemon. Kangaskhan is known to take care of younger or lost baby Pokemon.
Chansey.
It's Chansey as well. Chansey's known to heal. Audino's known to go around helping anyone who's injured. It's proven in wild Pokemon. It would be amazing to see a town of Pokemon brought together under the basis of helping each other, especially a town hosting a guild. Sorry.
No, you're
I guess
good.
I found something that could be improved.
No worries. Sometimes it just takes a person a little bit of a talk in order to come to their own conclusion. That's counseling 101 right there.
I just really like the idea of it, because the only townsfolk we've really seen have been more their own thing, like Kecleon in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really use
Interesting.
they don't use what makes them a Pokemon.
You also haven't had enough chance to actually see them in what they're doing. You know, you all have been so busy having action-packed sessions that it's just like, okay, we haven't actually gotten a chance to slow down and interact, just to see how they go about their lives.
Well, I would love to see more of that. when we get the chance.
Hey, you certainly won't hear me deny it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the session. Also, we're all probably going to die because I think that was a Pokemon using Sing on us.
You think it was a Pokemon using Sing?
We heard a little song tune and then immediately collapsed.
Oh, I see.
Hey,
Well, does the last
Dart!
crew? Oh, is Dart here?
I sneak in like a ninja.
Nice. They
I'm
were
the
just
one-
wrapping up their session. Feel free to engage in conversation. Go.
Hey, we got 5 people here. Now we can have a proper session.
No.
No, I
Too
have
late for
work
that.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I work tomorrow, but later at night, so.
I'd
that's the only
say
reason I could
you all could go ahead and share the details of your individual sessions and see what you can kind of figure out if you'd like.
We patched a window.
So,
Can you patch the couch next?
What did you do?
Ryga, you didn't tell about the couch? They should have seen the couch.
no, he didn't tell them about it, and I didn't want to bring it up in case Rygon was specifically holding back.
Wosteen
I
underscore
was
Royal
holding back.
says, Argus.
Wasn't the
Don't
couch
you
basically
realize
like right at the
Kekleon
very
are
end?
perfect
So
for
like
looting for goods to sell.
they probably would have fallen asleep. I mean, I'm assuming they fell asleep the same time we did. So they
No.
probably
Nope.
They fell
We
asleep
came in
shortly
and saw your
after.
sleeping bodies.
They,
Oh.
So essentially, the reason why I didn't mention it is because, quite frankly, though the size of the hole is, well, sizable, it's not something you exactly look for.
yeah.
think about it this way: we patched it up. It's a nice little secret tidy hole for Jolene.
Well, we patched up the window and we found out how to use that machine.
I expect a full debrief in the morning.
Alcidae is also missing.
Well, heck.
Also,
The
the
window upstairs had been broken or blasted in, and Alcidae was missing.
And we patched the window. And I used the wood that was left over from it to build the fire. And I have all the glass in my bag.
You were
And
gonna say
Jolene is now a
something,
nail
Arzi?
gun.
I was gonna say the window was blown in, and there was no pieces outside.
But yeah, Alcidae is missing. The window was blown in. It's been patched up. They figured out how to work the machine, maybe.
Morse code.
I don't think it was actually Morse code.
No, it's Morse code. Or if it's not, I'm wrong, but I'm 99.99999% sure it's Morse code.
Well,
did-
allow me to say this. If it is, how'd your character know?
I wouldn't.
Exactly.
But yeah, Dart discovered how to use one of his abilities.
Dig?
No, I ate some marbles, or ate a marble.
You can use your little steel bullet.
It has an instruction book and everything.
The marble or the steel bullet?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, and you guys will find this out in character on Saturday, but there was a little package that we found outside. Whether it was left or dropped is anyone's guess, but
Yep, we were going to grab that, but there was a doggy hole that went there and back.
or maybe it's a different package.
No, the package we were going to grab is gone.
Yeah, no, we took it. Inside were about 16 red orbs, about the size of marbles, and they were delicious.
They burn.
They were delicious.
They
You
burned.
ate red orbs?
Oh, that's all the context we should give.
They were delicious.
Oh my god, that looks like a Deku scrub.
What?
I'm guessing he's already gone back to playing Pokemon.
Yep. And there's a Deku scrub Pokemon.
Oh, why do you have the game before me? How do you have the game now? Did you download off the eShop?
It's available to everybody.
Yeah, like my copy's being dropped at my boyfriend's house today.
I know, I'm getting it later today, but it's like, why does he have it now?
I mean, I'm not
got
gonna.
it off the eShop. I pre-ordered.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Well.
gonna get it until like end of the month when I actually go see him. But
We're
Guess
not gonna have
I
to
won't be
get
seeing
for a
any of
while.
you for. I guess I won't be seeing any of you for Saturday. Then you'll be too busy.
No,
I'll
no,
I'll be there
no.
on Saturday.
I will be there.
You just won't see me Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday.
Fair enough.
also, I don't like the implications of Silverite's comment.
Of Sagan.
Silverite's comment in chat: Jolene is a nail gun, Dart is a railgun. What if we combined our powers?
I want to get Jolene lots of nails so she could be spiky, delicious cake.
I'm gonna say this now, Ryan. After we're done with this, I think I might have an idea of what I want to do with my character. I'm
Okay.
just not sure.
Then I'll put the thing I had considered on hold until I hear what you have to say.
I mean, by all means, share.
No, this is a character specific, so I don't want to spoil it for everybody.
Ah.
But essentially, it'll be kind of something along the same lines as your shifting abilities, Argus going for mechanical stuff, Dart getting access to the orbs, stuff like that.
Dart's orbs? You just ate them?
It was delicious.
They burn.
It was
Well, they burn jet.
okay.
But
No,
they're warm.
I only ate one.
He tried licking
delicious.
them and ate it instead.
Yep. No.
We don't talk about what's in the book yet, okay, Dart? We don't talk about what's in the book.
Okay, we don't talk about the book. We don't talk about the couch.
Got it.
A book.
Yep, the couch is perfectly fine.
Yep, 100% perfectly fine, and you didn't notice anything unnatural with it.
I noticed.
Any other details from either session that should probably be reviewed?
We've started investigating the white stuff that's all over the ground.
We don't like it. It's cold. Also, it made me nearly slip and probably impale myself on the nails all over the ground.
It gave me traumatic flashbacks.
Also, despite this game having the FPS issues, it is still the best game because it has weasels.
Well, I'm glad I can provide.
Oh,
So
I meant
I know,
Starlight.
I know.
Yes, your game does amazing as well, despite the FPS issues.
Yeah, it's only like 1 FPS every hour.
That's kind of brutal. In all honesty.
Well,
All right, then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up the session. Thank you all so much for coming by and listening and playing. It's been a pleasure having all of you. Again, I apologize I wasn't able to be as descriptive as I was this time. I don't know where my head was today, but next time we'll see what happens. To the audience out there, thank you for stopping on by and watching us with our ramblings. I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Rygon, are you still going to be going tonight?
I'll be going for a little bit longer, but I probably should go to bed here in about an hour or so.
Okay.
So we can always like theory craft or something if you'd like.
Yeah.
After
But-
my thing first, I want to point that out.
After your
Sorry.
what thing?
Character thing.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll just go down like a room and I'll get told.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for the Starlight Expeditions Pokerole Chapter 1, Episode 10, Paralogue 2, The Better Half. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really cannot do this without your guys' help and support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/ZGFgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing the stream around. But for now, thank you for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey.
And as always, make sure you check out the channels of my friends that are listed down in the description below.
Where's my channel?
You don't have one.
Yet.
Says you.
Says your computer. You can't even
I-
watch Twitch.
Okay. I have a YouTube channel though.
Also,
You record.